Chip and Chap. This is Chip and Chap Chat. This is where we rap about what Chip and Chap Chat is. Podcast made from two nerdy brown boys, both 30 years old, buying all the fresh toys. One of us anime, other Marvel fanboys, both drawing hella shit, bringing fans hella joy. Both love to talk shit, that you make it more noise. If you're in a pirate game, don't fuck with these boys.
What up, Chip and Chaps? This is Chip and Chap Chat, episode 35. Daredevil. 34, damn it. I'm keeping that in, screw it. We recorded a couple days ago, but then it never recorded because...
we recorded two episodes.
And they were really...
really long, detailed episodes.
It would have been like, because it would have been those episodes where we just started talking, and yeah, it's unfortunate. We can't like recreate that either, because...
No, I know we talked about Power Rangers.
We talked about Power Rangers, Gambit.
What if they did it in the like Attack on Titan suits?
Which is garbage.
Yeah, but it was a hilarious conversation, and you would have gotten to hear Jeff laugh for a straight like 2 minutes at the idea of a new Power Rangers movie that's in the suits.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. But yeah, unfortunately, those are gone. That's why I said 35. My bad.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is 34, episode 34. It's the Daredevil season 2. Part 1 episode. That's correct.
So we watched the first half.
Watch the first half. 6 episodes.
The first 6 episodes. So we're going to talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
And granted, ahead of time, just so you know, this is a spoilery review.
Yeah, it spoils.
So we'll try to keep light with the spoilers.
Yeah, we won't say, oh, this happened, but we'll talk about in general our thoughts on what what we do.
Right, but I think gradually it will get a bit more spoilery. So if you haven't seen them, maybe just hold on to this one until you've watched a couple of it. But this is for the people who stayed up and watched half of it like morons.
Or in my case, waited till 6 p.m. because that's when it started. So it's not so bad. It's only like, it's obviously
7 a.m. here now.
Like a gangster. Dedication is what it's called.
Yeah, that's a word for it.
Yeah, dedication. But so far, bloody hell, this show is so good.
Yeah, man. They definitely are going. They're going above and beyond what they did in the first season, in my opinion. And I feel like in a bunch of ways, they're like showing other shows how they should handle certain things.
Oh, absolutely.
For one, Arrow should maybe take notes on the use of flashbacks.
Yes, like you brought.
It doesn't have to be every episode.
Exactly, and when it is, don't have it be half the episode.
Right? Yeah. Give it some arc and have it have a purpose and let it flow naturally. The flashbacks in this show are perfectly done. They flow perfectly. Yeah, it's not jarring like it is in the Arrow.
Because I remember when you brought up, it's like, oh, and there hasn't been any flashbacks. And I'm like, there's been one, but so far at that point, but it wasn't even like, guess what, guys? Here's a flashback.
Yeah, I think the first few episodes there aren't any.
Nah, there's none. It
wasn't until the Elektra stuff that I started noticing them.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, which totally makes sense. And also, they do Iris better than Flash does Iris. Seriously, like Karen Page,
I love her.
Has an arc where she's continuing what she was doing in the first season, where so far she's starting to get more investigative.
Yep, and it's believable.
Yeah, and it's believable how she's transitioning into this new role. Whereas with Iris, I felt like it never was. Like, she writes blogs, and now she works for the newspaper.
Yeah, but she's one of the best. She's supposed to be one of the hit reporters
because she wrote a blog on the Flash. Like, that's all she did. It was really random. But I think so far Daredevil has done that character better.
Than leaps and bounds. And I don't know, man. Just this, like, watching it again, because you said you watched the last episode again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you obviously were like, oh yeah, I want to get back into the groove. I
Mm-hmm.
hadn't seen it for a couple of weeks now because I watched it
Yeah.
again a couple of weeks ago. But
Mhm.
and I'm just reminded as soon as it started, well, like first 10 minutes, I'm like, yeah, this is my favorite show. This is my favorite show.
Yeah, it's definitely of the ones that are currently out doing it right now. I think that they're the bar.
Yeah, it's high, and I was like, ooh, are they gonna maintain that? Are they gonna hold the quality? So far, yeah, I could honestly say like halfway through, I'm gonna probably keep watching it after this.
Yeah, and I think also there's people that are like how would this show compare to instead of just superhero shows, but the other shows that are real popular like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead or whatever.
Absolutely, this man. I again, I can't do Walking Dead anymore. I don't care about anybody.
Right.
I care about all the characters here, especially the lead three.
Yeah. I feel like the drama and arc of the show, while there's a lot of violence
Oh, lots,
and a lot of tension,
lots of
it's
tension.
it's not just about we're gonna punish you every episode with who's gonna get fucked up in a super horrible, torturous way.
Yeah, or like like the tension between two characters because are they gonna get it on or are they not?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's almost never the case with those shows,
Nope.
though. It's always just who's gonna get tortured and
Oh yeah,
killed
yeah, and those
in
ones
the
take
worst possible
hmm
way. And I feel like Daredevil's got a lot more just excitement to it instead of.
But like this one, it
But
was
it still has the tension and the
yeah,
darkness and the
yeah,
murder, but it's not just about watch what fucked up stuff
yeah.
happens to them. And
Guess
but
guess guess what we're gonna do with this guy?
there's bad stuff that goes down.
Oh,
Like
that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, you can still feel that there is consequences.
yeah, and specifically the Daredevil and Punisher receive quite a bit of
Oh,
punishment
dude, those.
in these episodes, and
My goodness, so good.
and still it doesn't feel as just torture porny
Mm-hmm.
as those other shows tend to be for me.
Yeah.
Like I started watching Walking Dead again after a really long hiatus,
Mm-hmm.
and this season has been good. And even though they haven't been doing that really on this season, it still feel like I'm anticipating it. There's still that like, oh, they're gonna make me watch something super terrible happen to somebody. I'm sure of it
Mm-hmm.
because it never lasts. And there's those kinds of stakes in Daredevil, but they don't feel as dire. Like I'm not dreading watching the show because I know they're gonna torture someone to
Mm-hmm.
death.
But then when something does happen, you're like, oh shit,
Yeah, yeah.
oh
But the
shit.
stuff in Daredevil when the crazy shit happens, I'm like, man, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like I'm always just satisfied after it.
So far, yes, definitely.
Yeah, so far only
So
six
far,
episodes in, but
absolutely.
like
Because they can
every
come up at us and go, fuck.
every last page reveal, like every stinger on the end of the episode has been really good so
Mm-hmm.
far.
Hasn't felt
Um,
forced.
nope, not at all. And I like that I feel like they tie the universe together a little bit more.
They are. They're dropping just names and stuff.
Right. Like, clearly they haven't had anyone show up yet, which is a little disappointing to me. 6 episodes in, and we haven't a spoiler for a thing that doesn't happen in 6 episodes, but we haven't seen Jessica Jones pop up or seen anything
Do
like
you
that.
expect to see her here?
I don't, but I'm sad that I
Yeah,
don't.
that's my thing. Is I'm like, I don't expect to see her, but I promise you, I will be excited if she just randomly pops up, even if for a brief moment.
Right, and they are going to give us a Defender show that has all of them
Yeah,
interacting together.
absolutely.
So even if only a couple of them interact, because we got Luke Cage and Jessica Jones interacting. They haven't interacted with Daredevil yet, but maybe just let it happen organically.
Dude,
Uh,
that's gonna be television Avengers,
that's what I'm saying. But
and it's gonna be so wicked.
Jessica Jones has interacted with Luke Cage, and Luke Cage is going to have Iron Fist on his show, or
Yep.
at least Danny Rand on his show before he does his own.
Yep.
So they're doing some interacting, just no one's interacted with Daredevil yet, other
Yes.
than Claire. Right now, Claire is like the Coulson of this universe or
She
something.
is right.
Um, so yeah, it's cool how they're tying stuff together. I just hope that there's more of it before the show's over. I hope they don't,
Right.
I hope what we've seen so far or heard more accurately. I hope that isn't all of it.
Like those are
But
nice.
yeah, they are nice so far. The
Those
little
are nice,
nods.
but and I know New York is a big city,
Hmm.
and it'd just be nice just to see rather than just get noted.
Right, right.
I don't know, but it's like that is not even a niggle to me.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, I think it would be nice if somebody mentioned
Mm.
like, uh, just with all the shit going down in Hell's Kitchen, that somebody would go, "Oh, and there was that guy that was telling people to kill
Right,
themselves
right,
like a
right.
week ago."
Hmm.
Something about Kilgrave, or but I'm still excited for what's left because there's so much left.
Oh, dude, there is so much left. Like
There's
those.
so much just from the trailers that
No,
we
yeah, I
haven't
was
even seen
exactly
yet.
like those trailers was like, okay, that was a taste. So far, we're halfway through, and only a scratch.
Yeah, but it feels satisfying
Yeah.
still.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. Like, there's no complaints there because the moments that we get that we've gotten so far, wow, some really great moments.
also, do you know? I don't remember exactly, but do you know if the episodes are shorter this season
I'm looking at the time on each. They're about 50 minutes. I
on the
don't.
first season?
I haven't checked. I haven't rechecked the first season's episode length,
Uh huh.
but these ones they're about 50 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that short?
I don't know. I was just curious if they were the same.
Was
If they
this
were the same
was the
length.
last one like over an hour each?
No, they were about high 50s.
Hmm.
I only see one when I quickly look at it that is actually an hour.
Mm-mm.
Most of them are right under it.
Right, right.
Um, Still though, man, if they're all about an hour long, I mean, it's really like we've watched three movies.
Yeah, and like
And
I'm satisfied.
yeah, and it feels
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it feels really good. Like the way the characters are handled. Huh. Should we start getting into our thoughts on the characters themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely okay. So the first person Matt is going to be interacting with, as everybody knows, is Punisher.
Oh,
This
well,
season is all focused on
how
Punisher.
about before we get to Punisher, what are your thoughts on Matt's suit?
I liked Matt Suit, but I liked Matt Suit from the beginning. I don't know
Yeah.
what everybody was complaining about.
Um, like those moments where he's like doing his dope shit and stuff. I typed it against you. I was like, his suit's freaking rad.
Yeah, man,
His
and
suit looks legit. Yeah.
he looked cool in the last episode of the first season.
Yeah, he did. He did. And
It's just we only got to see it very briefly,
mhm.
and it was all in pitch black with
Lighting wasn't all
highlight above
great.
them.
He does have a new suit.
He has a new face,
Face.
but the suit is the same.
Yeah,
And again, the suit I think looks good and
I
it's
think it looks
functional.
great. Yep.
I like the way he uses the billy clubs in this.
It's great, isn't it?
It's a lot more Daredevil-y than it had been previously. And he's like hitting it and bouncing it off shit and
Which
catching
is
it again, which
awesome.
is
I'm like, that's
super
wicked.
rad.
That's so
Uh,
awesome. He's bringing the comic book into, but yeah, like just I think
we
his
haven't
suit looks
seen
great.
him use the whippy nunchucky part of it.
Yeah, I look forward. Well, we saw. Yeah, we didn't see. He didn't use that. He used a chain on one of the episodes, and that was awesome.
Right, it made me be like, man, they should really need to figure out Ghost Rider.
Because he would be brill.
Yep.
Uh,
But
yeah, there's Matt. But yeah, first new character is the Punisher.
is the Punisher, and I think it's cool. Just in the first few episodes, it's kind of like watching a mini civil war just between two characters that have very different views of how things need to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I like it. I think from the day one when they announced John Berthnall as the Punisher, I was like, yeah, dude, that makes total
Yeah,
fucking sense.
and seeing him, amazing.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
He
And I
was.
and I and I even more so cannot wait to see if he shows up in the actual costume in this season, which I have to imagine he does.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how that works out, where it comes from,
Mm-hmm.
and how it looks in motion.
Right.
Because
Right.
already just him walking around doing his thing as a form just off the boat former Marine or whatever is still awesome.
Mm-hmm.
His attitude towards the people he's messing with is awesome.
Yeah. He's.
It seems very cold, just like you would imagine the Punisher is. He's not quipping at the bad guys and shit.
No.
He's Frank Castle.
Yeah. He's no wasting time.
Yeah.
He gets to the point. He does the job, and it's very Frank Castle.
Yeah, my only beef with Frank Castle so far on this show is, I guess, minor spoiler, is just that he doesn't get immediately obliterated by Daredevil when they fight.
Yeah, that was really a
Because
thing that
I'm
we were
like,
commenting back and forth. It was like, okay, we get it. He's a trained soldier. He's supposed to be super elite,
right.
but Matt Murdock is a ninja.
But at the same time, I'm like, in my head, I'm trying to justify it. I'm like, well, he did only get trained to be a ninja for like maybe a year tops by Stick.
Yeah, briefly compared to
And then, like,
training.
and then I guess he just continued the training on his own, but that can't be as legit as fighting an actual ninja. But then if you see him fight like an actual ninja and he's still doing fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It
Like,
was weird. Like it seemed like they were definitely like in the show, they were
yeah.
definitely favoring how it's like we have to favor Punisher right now just to show that he is super legit.
At the same time, though, I don't think they did favor
They
him.
didn't. They didn't because it was very balanced.
I think it was like Punisher was getting mopped up, but when he hit Daredevil, he hit him hella hard.
He hit him to like it's. I'm gonna when I punch you, I'm for the kill. I'm
Right.
going to get you down. I guess that's really it.
But then, I just feel like at the same time, if we've watched Matt Murdock take a beating and get up
Right, right.
immediately, and he does get up, but it's just like I feel like it would take more than just one hit to completely obliterate him
Yeah.
at first.
That was kind of like that was if a minor issue. It was that, but I'm like, I can excuse that. It's
Yeah.
nothing too major, but it's like, come on, dude. Like he got heaps of combos onto his face, and that was wicked. But then like he gets punched like 3 times by Punisher, and it's like, it's hard for me to get up.
Yeah.
I'm like, he must punch really hard.
Yeah. Right. But still, man, all the fights so far have been amazeballs. Punisher is amazeballs. Um, what about your view? What do you think about Punisher so far as a whole? What do you think of his arc? As vague as you can be.
Do you remember my issue from the start? Was my concern anyway? It's not really an issue. My concern was that based on all the trailers and what we're reading about the Punisher being in Daredevil, it was like, oh no, is Daredevil gonna be? Is Punisher gonna be one of the primary guy? Are we gonna focus solely on him?
Right.
Hasn't been the case. Like it's very balanced.
Yeah.
Like that's what I had forgotten about Daredevil. It's written really well. It's so that it's a balanced show.
Yeah, they definitely didn't like. It definitely doesn't feel like Punisher took the show over. It feels very much like Punisher as a character in Daredevil's story right now.
Right.
And I think he's an important character, so they focus on him like they would have focused on Kingpin. But Kingpin was handled in the last season, so now he's, we're just expanding his world. And I think so far they're handling it really, really well.
The world building is great, but the fear, it automatically went away. Because it was I'm forgetting that this show is written in a way that everybody gets even focus, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Foggy, Karen, Matt as Matt by himself without being Daredevil, and then obviously focus on Daredevil doing his thing. Because there's a lot of the court, there's a lot of the lawyer type stuff, and that's handled really well.
Mm-hmm.
So that concern went out of the window automatically, and I like how they've handled that and how they've handled the character of Punisher. His arc has been great.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel forced. It's like it doesn't like hand it to the audience straight away what his deal is.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, yep, here's what he's doing. This is what he's done. But why? You know, it's like, but why?
Right. You kind of are unfolding the mystery of Frank
As it goes
Castle,
along, while moving the story forward, and I'm like, that's great storytelling right there.
which is cool because I mean, I'm sure for a lot of people that are going to be watching it, they're not familiar with Punisher's character at all.
Mm.
Whereas even if you are familiar with it, like I'm familiar with the Punisher's character from a few different things that I've read and various Marvel appearances
Mm-hmm.
in shows or whatever. And
And his
I
films,
can, yeah, but I'm not like a super Punisher nerd about it. Like I
right,
don't know every comic he's done,
right,
and it still like feels like I'm learning about him because even though it is Frank Castle's story and they're doing what happened to Frank Castle and everything, it still feels like discovering a new character for
right.
whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. And it
Because
also,
this version feels like his own, even though it feels like the Punisher.
but it also feels like it still feels like the Daredevil show.
Yeah,
You
definitely,
know, like it
definitely.
doesn't feel
But I
like, oh,
mean,
it's the Punisher show now. Like, no, not at all.
no,
He's just a character in this.
I feel it works very much like the first season did. Like they had characters like Ben Urich, and when Ben Urich showed up and had an arc, it didn't necessarily mean that suddenly it's Ben Urich's show,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I feel like it very much works the same with Punisher, except for he's fulfilling the villain and like a side character role at the same time because of the nature of who the Punisher is.
Right, right.
But yeah, I like him so far. What did you think of Elektra?
Well, she's she's fantastic.
Right, we're still kind of we're only halfway, and we only just got her on the last couple episodes for
But
the first time. So
what we've seen of her, what we've gotten so far of her,
yeah,
she's fantastic.
yeah, man,
She's the character. Like visually, she's not exactly what you'd imagine because obviously,
just based on how
based,
artists depict her.
absolutely, it's based. But I could easily see an artist depict her like this now, no problem.
Yeah, I think this is much more fitting for the ninja
Yeah,
aspect of her,
absolutely, absolutely.
and less of the like voluptuous version that they typically draw her, where she's
Mhm.
super stacked,
Yeah,
like very very curvy, even
but
though
that's
she's
again,
supposed to be a silent assassin.
yeah, that's very
Uh,
comic book in a sense,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
very comic book, but in her in particular, I felt like they
Oh,
hammed that up. But her costume is like Psylocke, like she's basically nude
yeah,
with
she's in a
bandages
one
on.
piece with bandages and a bandana.
Right. Um,
Here though, her character, she's got it, man.
we haven't seen her in the full suit yet,
We have
so
yet to see her in a full suit.
it's different when we'll have a different opinion, I'm sure, once we see her in her full gear and see her in action for real. But so far, I mean, I really like what we've gotten. Her character, her mannerisms, and everything. While her accent, I never would have automatically imagined on top of the original Elektra from the comics because you kind of invent it in her head, and this chick has an accent I've never heard before.
But I
Um,
like that because it automatically makes her individual.
yeah, it automatically makes her unique and exotic in a way, but it definitely doesn't make her feel Greek, and I don't know if that's still their intention. They haven't necessarily tied it to that little bit of dialogue from the first season where they took classes together or
Right,
whatever.
right. And I'm okay,
So
I'm still okay with that.
yeah, I'm fine with it. I just because the character is handled so well.
Hmm.
Like if it was shit and
Yeah,
they just pretended that thing
exactly,
didn't happen.
exactly. Right.
Yeah,
If she was handled garbage, and on top of that, her accent was, I would just be like, no, I don't like it. But
yeah,
because they've gotten her character done so well, she's portraying it incredibly well that these little things just add to it rather than detract it from the character.
yeah. And so far their relationship to each other seems more realistic than
Very.
well. I mean, the only thing I have to compare to as far as live action is the Ben Affleck one, which is tough just because Jen Garner is so very Wonder Bread, and
She's all white, and it's like, yeah,
it's super hard to be like such an exotic beauty ninja warrior from the land before,
Yeah.
it just seems like such a weird choice to be like, yeah, get her. She's totally
Whereas,
fine.
whereas this one, she feels incredibly exotic to him.
She does, and I can imagine her in all these situations from the comics
Mm-hmm.
easily.
Easily.
Whereas Jen
Easily.
Garner, I never could have
No.
imagined her in any of those
Yeah.
scenarios I've seen the comic book
Yeah.
Elektra
It's
in.
almost like, why is she pretending?
Yeah, it's so bizarre. But she's handling it really good. The
Mm-hmm.
action stuff with her is really good. Her personality is good, and they even have, again, minor spoiler, they have kind of their own take on the fight scene from the original Daredevil, where they
Yeah,
get
they
on a
make
fight
that.
and they go to the park. They
they
basically
make.
did their own version, and it's so much. It's
It's
like
so
so
much.
better
It's night and
that
day, dude.
it's
It's
embarrassing
it
for that
is
movie.
like that film. That version, the film version, makes it felt really childlike compared to
Yeah, and if you go back and watch it now, like it'll
God,
feel even cheaper
way cheaper.
compared to what they did that was essentially the same
Do you know
scene.
what's crazy though? That one in the film cost way more to do that scene.
Oh yeah, because they had to get fucking the whole Matrix stunt team to
Yep.
put that together for
Yep.
whatever fucking reason.
Because it's like it's cool, guys, right? It's a comic book.
The Matrix was cool. You like the
You love
Matrix?
the Matrix. You'll love this one.
We put wire food in fucking Charlie's Angels. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, wife, it works perfectly. No, this
But
one,
yeah, she's good, man. I
I
like her.
like her. I like her a lot. Um,
They had an actor. I gotta look up that dude's name now, but he was another actor from. I know him mainly from the Underworld series, and he's a main character on the show Defiance on Sci-Fi.
mm. Great
Uh,
actor. Great actor.
he's a great actor, and I was glad to see him show up on the show.
Yeah.
The his whole plot line is really really awesome to watch unfold.
Oh yeah, and he played it really well.
Yeah, he does. That guy's always plays. He
Yeah.
plays similar characters, but he plays them so fucking
Yeah.
well. Like I'd be intimidated by him, and he
Oh,
doesn't look like he's probably like 5'10" and
he,
like
he
a
played.
buck 50, and I'm still like I'm
Yeah,
scared of
I'm
him
like,
because
sorry.
it's
I'm
like he
sorry I
do
messed with
something.
you. I'm sorry. He actually played Vincent Van Gogh in Doctor Who.
That's perfect.
Yeah, he looks like no, he played him.
I mean,
Yeah,
visually,
yeah,
that's
but
perfect.
he played him amazingly.
I believe it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, this guy's a solid actor. That's the thing, like these shows, let's get solid actors.
Yeah,
They've been
man.
doing that.
They've been doing it, and they've all been handling it extremely
Oh,
well. Like they take it seriously. Like something that could have super not worked for me was another super minor spoiler, but Punisher referring to Daredevil as Red.
right. It could go. It could be so lame, but because it's coming
Yeah,
from him,
yeah, because it's coming from him and it's his delivery of it,
yeah, he
it
sells.
automatically seems like totally fine.
Yep, yep.
And even with the character that he is,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like fitting, and that
Yeah,
he would call him something like that. He's not going to call him the fucking Daredevil,
yeah. The devil of Hell's
Devil of
Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen. He's not going to say all
No, of
that shit
course
every
not. He will
time,
have his own term that he calls him by.
right? I mean, we're lucky he didn't call him Underoos, but he was damn close.
That would have been weird.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious though. Um, but yeah, man, so far so good.
I know
I'd
it's
say on those three big characters.
like no concerns. It feels like it picked right up from where it left off, and it's crazy because that was last year. This time last year, nuts.
Right. Yeah, man.
To like watching this now, I'm like, this could have been well because we're marathoning it and we're
Mhm.
not getting on a weekly dose. Thankfully, because waiting a week for each episode would just be like, come on, man,
Yeah.
come on, let's give it to me right now. I can't believe I can watch
Plus,
the shows like.
there's so much TV already. If they would just do this for all the shows I
Oh,
watch, it'd be
it would
so
help
much
me. It would help me out. It would give me so much more time in the day.
easier.
I know it doesn't really add up that way, but because I have to spread it out,
Yeah.
I don't know. I could sit and do work for a whole 13 hours and finish it off and, be like, yeah, I done a whole series. I watched multiple films and now I'm like, that's why I could be good for a whole year.
Right. But what about some of the minor characters like Karen and Foggy? Like, do you think they're
Foggy's a gangster,
still
dude.
going well?
Yeah, man. Foggy's gangster.
I like that they're establishing that they're both good lawyers.
Yeah, no.
Like
Yeah,
that it's not just
Matt.
that it's not just Matt or it's not just Foggy, because I think it's important that it's not like Foggy's doing everything and
Right,
Matt's just
right.
out get beat up or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Because
They
they
both
both have
participate
moments.
and they're
Exactly.
both very good
Mhm.
lawyers.
And Karen Page, she's legit.
Yeah, she is legit. I really wonder if what they're how far they're gonna go with her
I almost
investigative thing, but
right. Like, and it's cool whatever they're doing with her as a character. I'm like, there's that whole underlying thing. Where I'm like, I don't want nothing bad to happen in these three.
right, and she is still Karen
I
Page,
know that's
so
why I'm like, I don't want nothing. But then, obviously, based on this show, what they did with Ben Urich on this last season,
and Wesley too.
and Wesley too, which again, two awesome characters.
Two awesome characters that totally got fucking Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
so
Uh,
we don't really know what they're gonna do with Karen this season. So
we don't. And her past in the comics is actually fucked up and dark. So
yeah, but her past in the series
her past in the series they haven't established, but they
haven't fully
have said
established.
that she's had something go on.
She did. Yeah, if people are listening to this, hopefully had watched season one.
hmm
Didn't she? Wasn't she the one that offed Wesley?
Yeah, she shot him.
Yeah, so that's pretty big.
It is, but they implied that she had something that went on before even she
Oh yeah,
was
yes,
in
of course.
Nick's
But then
kitchen.
I'm like, that's already pretty big in in terms of the universe that they're making right now. So
I'm sure it will come back to her
it's
eventually.
gonna, it has to.
Yeah, somebody is going to find out, or maybe, has something to do with the third season when Kingpin comes back,
Which
if
is
that's what's
gonna,
happened.
it's gonna, man.
I
Kingpin
feel
is.
like he's going to show up, like, last episode, he's going to show up in the white suit and be like, I'm out of jail, motherfucker. See you
Yeah, it's
next
like
season.
that's what he says. He just looks at the screen. I'll be here next season. See you guys
Yeah.
next year, guys. Or it's like, hey everyone,
Hey, everyone.
hey everybody.
He's got Cap Shield.
Yeah,
That should be the cover of this. I feel like
no, but then that's not even. We're not even spoiling anything because it's not like it happens.
yeah, it doesn't happen. But people are gonna be like, what the fuck does that mean?
That doesn't make any sense.
But it's so funny.
It's funny. At least they get to hear it in this podcast and imagine it themselves. He's just standing on top of a van.
Well, if it's not the cover of this, I'm gonna draw in general. That shit's hilarious.
He's standing on top of his on his limousine, and he's just
Yeah.
holding cap. He's a Cap shield, or should he be like wearing Daredevil's?
No, it's definitely still Cap Shield.
Okay, because
He somehow got it.
that makes less sense.
It doesn't matter. It's hilarious.
But yeah, the side characters are handled well. We got to see Melvin again, which was great.
Yeah, although he seems considerably less autistic this
Right.
season than I remember
I was
him
gonna
being
I was
last
gonna
season.
say I was like last season he was more,
He was slow. He was a little bit more Forrest Gump last
yeah.
season than he is.
Now he's a little less.
I feel like he's a lot less, honestly. He
I'm-
just seems like a normal dude, but then he'll say something weird like, I said I wasn't going to do no bad stuff.
Did he forget? Do you think he forgot?
I don't know. I feel like maybe they got a note, like maybe he doesn't need to be so
Ham it up.
downsy or whatever
Because he
next
played
season.
it well. Like he's playing this really well, and it's believable.
Yeah. And I thought he was fine last season too.
Right.
But this season, if he's more coherent, it's going to be harder to understand why he doesn't just go, "Oh yeah, you're that dude. I've met you."
He knows him.
He doesn't, but Matt's still like walking around like in the shadows and the fucking covering his head and shit.
So strange.
Yeah, I don't like. I can't tell. Like, do we know each other? Are we cool now, you and me? Plus, okay, we gotta talk a little bit of spoilers. So,
Oh, of course. All right. Well,
this was our general
yeah. This
review
is general.
of the whole thing.
Thumbs
Now
up.
we're gonna go into some
Love this
spoiler
show.
stuff.
Love this show. Thumbs up.
Yeah, it's great. So some spoilery stuff.
Bit of it. Yep.
Speaking of him, they showed him in the fucking costume. They showed he is making the costume.
His costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's already wearing it under his shirt.
Yeah, he's already wearing it, and they've showed him grab his like saw blades again. So they're definitely setting up that he's gonna be that character at some point.
Here's what I don't really hope, because I like the character. I hope that nothing happens to his lady and it forces him to turn. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, I could totally imagine it.
I can imagine that happening, but
Matt doesn't fulfill his promise of
yeah,
protecting them
and
both.
that's why he's like not.
Yeah.
He didn't protect her, so yeah, this is how it's gonna be. And I don't really want it to happen because I like the character, but I can see that if that does happen, it's not like gonna be like, oh, they
It wouldn't
ruined the
happen
character.
unnaturally.
Absolutely, like it doesn't feel like a show that would do it that way. So, but yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I definitely liked getting more of him, but so far it makes sense plot wise and everything. But but yeah, I think the stuff that happened in this episode or this season's definitely been brutal. But I guess you can't have the Punisher and not make it a brutal season.
Right. He
But
was. Oh, dude, there's so many scenes. Like, we're talking spoilers now, right?
yeah.
Bloody drill to the foot.
Yeah, Punisher getting his foot drilled was pretty gnarly.
No, thank you. No,
Also,
thank you very
dude,
much.
but during that fight with the chain where Daredevil's got the chain and he
Yeah.
pulls that dude off the staircase
Yep. Onto his back.
onto some more stairs,
Yep.
dude, I immediately out loud was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Dude, so many scenes in that where it's like, I want a chain around your head, but then the
Yeah.
end of the chain also hits your face.
Yeah, man.
I promise you. I got smacked with a chain on the ground crying. It's simple. I'm on the ground crying.
It seemed like it was supposed to be like the hallway scene from the first
Oh,
season.
yeah, I
But
figured that was it, and this was brutal.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like I could see all the little hidden cuts.
I'm
when
okay
they were
with
trying to make it. They were trying to make it look like it was one take or whatever.
the thing about that is like the whole one take thing. That's cool, but I'm all for. I would much more enjoy just a cool scene in general.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah,
You don't
absolutely.
have to impress me with
Yeah.
the littlest amount of
Yeah,
cuts.
like that's impressive. Don't get me wrong. Like that was cool seeing that, but give me a whole like that scene lasted for like 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, it's impressive though, just because it's fun to watch when they don't do like shaky cam, and all
Yeah,
the like quick
I'm
cuts
so
and stuff.
thankful, dude, that they didn't do that here.
Yeah, because you don't see any of the fight, and these fights make it look like the people actually like
Is doing it.
are
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah, I really appreciate that they do that in this show, where it's like, because shaky cams, I'm like, I get that they're putting us in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine, but I'm watching something. I want to see what he's doing, and here I can.
Yeah.
I can feel it based on what he's doing. Like that chain to the face, that would hurt. You got punched with a gun. That would hurt.
He did. Yeah, he
punched
did
so many
punch quite
guys
a
with
few
a
people.
gun.
He did.
And I'm like, or like when they're punching dudes in the face and stuff. Like when him and Punisher was just having a fisticuff.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
like he landed a bunch of like elbow fist combos, and I was like, oh, that's solid shit. Like that looked great. That looked great.
Yeah. It definitely looked painful.
Yeah, like that
in a
would
lot
have
of
hurt.
cases.
I'm like, why would you even do that? I don't want any of that. I don't want to fight. Fighting is no. I'm definitely a fighter.
The fights so far have been great all around. Like
Yeah.
as awesome as that big long one cut or whatever fight was.
That was awesome. Loved it. That was a highlight of season 1. Obviously, it's not to the point where it's like, oh yeah, that's the only thing in season 1.
Both
whole season
like
was
actual
amazing.
fights with the Punisher and Daredevil were incredibly brutal.
Oh, so good. But that one episode where he's just on a roof talking to him, that could have been so boring. It could have.
Right.
But them two made that scene.
Yeah, that was handled really well, I thought as well. And even even after the drill to the foot, the whole way that they handled Punisher escaping that situation and how he dealt with the situation altogether, like with the character that we were talking about, the actor that we were talking about that's really good. I can't remember his name now, but the dude from Underworld. I was not expecting him to get his face fucking
Right.
blasted
I
in
was
with a
like,
shotgun.
oh,
I was like,
yeah.
oh
Because
man,
I'm like, and they didn't cut away.
nope.
That's why I was like, oh, oh,
Yeah,
no, no,
yeah,
he's
he
dead.
will. Yeah, because earlier in the season when we were watching it, when he
Yeah.
first showed up, I was like, that'd be cool if they were like, we're gonna keep Bullseye Irish and
And
make
you know,
this guy
and we
Bullseye.
both agreed. We're like, nah, I'm good with that. He's great.
Yeah, and I was like, this guy's great. He would be awesome as Bullseye. But then when that
Uh,
happened, I was like, oh shit, nope,
I,
he will not be
I actually thought,
not be
I
playing
actually thought
Bullseye.
after the fact, I was like, maybe he's gonna be Jigsaw. But then he got shot in the face, and I was like, I don't know.
Now, not with a shotgun, man.
No, not
Not
with
with
a
a
shot to the
shotgun.
face. But like, yeah, great actor. Good job this show. Let's get great actors to portray these characters. At first, we were just like what's the tie? Because you were like Irish mob. Like, is that going to be a character? But I guess it was just for the Punisher aspect.
Right, because the first season they did the Russians
Hmm.
were a part of the beginning of the season or whatever, and so I was like, are they just gonna have the Irish mob be it this time? But it seemed to tie into Punisher storyline really well. In fact, that first 4 episodes I think tied up the Punisher's like origin
Very well. But
very well. I mean, but I guess they're not even getting into the origin, but
no,
the origin of him becoming the
right, right,
character, the Punisher.
absolutely
I think that they
perfect.
handled really
But
well in just those 4 episodes. Like
but it's
that could have been it, and we not see him the rest of the season. I'd have been like, that was
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It's great, but it's again by saying that also it doesn't take the focus away from what's happening in Hell's Kitchen with Daredevil and everything as well. It moves plot aligned because it seems like it's part of a bigger picture, which is still
and
yet to be
yeah, and it helped that his storyline was connected to the stuff that he had going on. So
right.
rather than having these multiple situations happening that have no connection, you're kind of looking at one big story
Right.
and you're figuring out throughout the season how the pieces fit together.
Hey, good storytelling. It's good writing.
Yeah, so far it's been good, man. I don't really have any complaints. I mean, we are just fresh off of watching it. Like, literally, I mean, if it's 7 a.m. right now, we just finished it if they're about an hour apiece.
Hmm.
So, um,
And this is a break because we wanted to record so I can take this episode out.
yeah, so, yeah, it's been good, man. I really don't have any complaints. The
I'm glad
episodes
that
have
it's
been,
back.
all the episodes have been crazy. And I'm gonna have to watch the first 6 again when Kanoy gets home.
That's good.
So it's I'm glad that I'm looking forward to it and not dreading having to go
Right,
watch it.
right. It's like, oh, I gotta watch it again. I might watch it again after this, or like as I'm editing, just have it replay.
Yeah,
Either that or I continue. It's up to that. I
yeah.
don't know yet. I don't know. But all I
Well,
know
you
is that
got a lot more day left.
there is a lot more. Well, it's already past mid. It's already 1. But then I woke up really. My sleep pattern is so garbage.
Well, I'm up at 7:30 in the morning, so
It's about as garbage as yours. So that's all good. Really. It's just I'm on a
yeah.
different side of the world.
Hmm.
But oh, great series. I don't know, man. Like it's. I know people were complaining about Jessica Jones, saying wasn't as good as Daredevil. It was different. I'm gonna
Hmm.
say that. Like we did.
It's not as actiony as
Yeah, yeah.
Daredevil.
But the story in Jessica Jones was fucking awesome.
Hmm.
So we're just like this world building and this aspect of the Marvel universe. I'm so glad we're getting it.
Yeah, and it just all of the stuff that we've seen so far makes me even more curious. Like, how is Defenders gonna work? Like, where they're a team? Like, so far, I mean, from what we've seen, I'm like, how is that gonna ever form a
I
team?
Yeah, like I don't know how they're gonna be like we're a team, right, guys?
Right, like I feel like it'll end up being the all of those characters that we've seen working together
Just
in
working
one
together,
season,
absolutely.
not
Just working,
necessarily
yes.
like we're all standing
Right,
together fighting a horde
right.
of
That's
whatever.
that's what I figured as well. I'm like, they're just gonna work. They have to work together.
Yeah, but we haven't got to any of the stuff with like Stick
No,
or any of the stuff where they're
uh,
talking about the war that's coming.
that's why I
So
want to watch. I want to continue watching this now because I'm like, they're getting into the ninjas parts.
yeah, so I don't know if that's going to end up having to do anything with what Defenders is. Like maybe they're setting up a big war for the Defenders, or if it's
Uh,
just for later on Daredevil stuff. So
like, do you
we'll
know
see, I
do you know
suppose.
what's gonna happen with Luke Cage? What the storyline is that for that?
I just know he's supposed to be in Harlem, and it's supposed to be very different and on its own.
Okay.
So
and also we know that um, Iron Fist is going to be there. Not as Iron Fist though. We don't know yet.
we don't know if he's Iron
We just know
Fist, but
Danny Rand is
he's
in it.
not supposed to show up till the last episode,
Or so they say.
or so they say. But I feel like if they didn't have him around until they announced him, then he's definitely not going to be
Remember,
until the
though,
last episode.
the actor for Luke Cage said that we already got him.
Right, they did, but I mean, I don't know when they got him, and
Right.
they were filming Luke Cage a long time ago, so maybe he's in it for longer. But I'm not gonna like hold my breath or
Yeah,
anything.
because I'm not worried because he's going to get his own show anyways.
Right, and that'll be cool when it happens. I think it'd be neat if they're doing like a Heroes for Hire thing for Luke Cage's show,
Right.
where he's going on missions trying to figure out what happened to him. And
Right, because we have yet to know what his deal is really.
right, and they've got to figure out a way to make it episodic. So I think a Heroes for Hire thing would be really neat for him. But we'll see.
We'll see.
He's supposed to have Misty Knight in it or whatever.
Yep, she's there.
Like a Heroes for Hire as well.
She's there.
So definitely looking forward to seeing how all these fit together. But Defenders, man, I really want to know what the fuck that's going to be. Because right now it could kind of be anything.
Yep, and in a way, I like that potential for it to be anything.
Right.
Because so far, the Netflix Marvel hasn't failed me.
Right.
And-
But imagine a scene where something is fighting Daredevil the way Daredevil fights, and also Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are there.
I don't even. My brain right now doesn't
Like, they've got super strength punch and stuff.
breaking
And
through
he's
walls
just like flipping around them
like a gangster.
Throw it.
Because none of the other guys flip around like this guy. And then once we see Iron Fist do his shit,
Right, they're gonna be the two martial arts people doing all the martial arty things. Shang-Chi, what if he's like a random like breakout character? They're like, he's gonna be part of it too, and Hellcat.
I'm okay with all that though. I'm really okay with all of this. Because
pretty
because
okay.
like the people they have involved with the creation of these shows, it seems like they really know what they're doing.
It seems like they're enjoying it, and I'm
That's
enjoying it because of that. So
Mhm.
no complaints from me.
Nope.
But I think that pretty much covers everything. We should
Covers the first
probably get to the second half so we can record that.
Yep. Are you gonna continue watching it now? You're gonna you're
No,
gonna go to sleep. You're
I'm
gonna go.
definitely gonna sleep.
That might be smart. I'll probably cut this up and upload it.
That sounds like a good plan.
All right, that's it for part 1. Part 2 within the next 48 hours easily.
Oh yeah.
Easily 48 hours. 24 even, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But 48. 48 for sure.
There you go. And until then,
Until
stay
then,
chipper chaps.
stay chiver.
What up, Chipper Chat? This is Chipper Chat Chat. What up, Chipper Chat? This is Chipper Chat Chat. What up, Chipper Chat? This is Chipper Chat Chat. What up, Chipper Chat? This is Chipper Chat Chat.